Hello, Scrapbook peeps. Suzanna here today to share with you this Traveler's Notebook spread. And welcome to the March A Cherry on Top YouTube Pop, where we are working on monochromatic projects. So I have here the selection of monochromes that I had bought for this particular collection, not knowing this project, not knowing in advance what it was that I wanted to do. But I am actually only going to end up working with these two pieces of patterned paper. So as you can see, I am working with sort of a teal mint monochrome. I have taken the liberty of working with the variety of, I'm going to go with that base teal and then adding green and adding blue to it to stick with that monochrome. So because we're going monochromatic, I am going to just stick with the as I'm holding it here, the left-hand side of this paper, and it has a scalloped edge to it. And so I am going to take my scissors, as you can see here, and fussy cut out sort of that. It's a random scallop, and so I'm going to fussy cut all the way down to the end there to have that as a border on the right-hand side of my page. I've talked a lot in many of my videos about fussy cutting, so normally I move the paper, but because this is such a fine border, I'm actually moving my scissors as I'm closing them on this particular project. I have used my We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder. This stays on my desk. It is a tool that I use frequently, and especially for my traveler's notebooks, and so that I can work in the notebooks that have rounded corners, and that medium-sized one there fits perfectly. So I have that piece of paper that I bought, but I really wanted to use this piece from 49th and Market, I believe it is, but it's really heavy, and heavier papers in traveler's notebooks just mean that they get so much bulkier, and this is early on in the book, and I really don't want to stress the binding of this notebook too much. So I go with this piece from Simple Stories. This is from the new Color Me Happy collection. Everything else that I'm working with is from the Take Note Simple Stories collection. And that's one of the things that I really, really love about Simple Stories, is that you can always find that the colors from one collection coordinate really well with other collections. They're not the variations that some companies do. So I am trimming this down to fit as a whole wallpaper on the back of the left-hand side of this, and then just getting that really fine detail. I want to have just a little bit of space when I'm working in my notebook so that the page can open and close without stressing that stapled seam there. So I am going to use my liquid adhesive. So if you follow my work, you know that this Barely Art liquid adhesive is new to me. I love it, but one of the things that I have found is that it has a longer drying time, which is good for me because I do tend to shift things around. But it also does mean that if you have something like a notebook like this, it does slide. So you want to be careful of that. I often think that I put it down and then come back and I've noticed that it slid a little bit. So here I'm just adding a little bit of black to tie the left page into the right page with my Tombow Mono Twin. I love that pen. It's got two edges to it, but I don't like it for journaling. I like it more for this sort of outliney, doodly work. I have two photos. They are not 4x3, but I don't know what size they are. It's whatever 4x3 sizes down to in 3 high. I think it's 3x2 by and a quarter. And I want to overlap them. I could have had them going down the whole length of the page, but I want to give myself more room to be able to just decorate and journal if wanted. So I'm going to overlap them, which means that the starting picture, which is the one at the bottom, has to go at the bottom because otherwise you're going to see my husband's head poking out the top, and the picture of him putting in the last piece of the puzzle is actually the end. So it makes sense that you're going from beginning to end. I'm using a washi seam here to overlap the photos. I find that if you have washi on the top and the bottom, it just makes for a much steadier flip as well as less shifting that happens. So when possible, I like to use a front and a back piece of washi for that flip. So I'm going to use that floral there as sort of the handle to be able to flip. And now I have a bunch of ephemera pieces. Again, these all come from the Take Note Simple Stories collection. And again, I pulled them because they coordinate with that primary pattern paper, which is on the right-hand side there. So I have the florals, and I really liked that larger floral, but it had the pink flower in it, which was really distracting, and I couldn't find a way to cover it the way that it's printed and overlaps the other floral, meant that I also couldn't fussy cut it out. Sometimes I will fussy cut it and sort of make the flower work, like reshape the flower, but there was no way of reshaping this flower. So I am going to stick this file folder card as my journaling spot over here on the left-hand side. If you saw earlier, I had the My Story card that's just peeking out the top there on the right-hand side, and then that file folder on the left-hand side. And I kind of wish that's what I'd gone with as I was editing this video, but it is what it is, and I have no regrets. You can't, right? Especially not when you've stuck everything down with liquid adhesive. So because I have that doodled flower on the right-hand side, I decide I want that little addition on the left-hand side, and the floral pack has some of those loose pieces, which enables you to do that. So I struggled a little bit with how I was going to proceed with this because I wanted a third cluster. I couldn't figure out where to get it, and so I've now gone into my Color Me Happy embellishments and have pulled those out, and for a little bit more of that darker teal, aqua, whatever color you want to call this. And so the rest of these embellishments come from that. So what I realized as I was editing this is I now have something on all four corners instead of that visual triangle that I was trying to achieve. And you'll see as I struggle with this because I know as I'm creating that I don't like what's going on, but I can't figure out how to get this to work for me because I didn't have the alphas that I was going to work with for the title. And had I just had the alphas there and stuck them, sort of overlaid them, I would have realized that I would have had plenty of room up the top there for the title and didn't need that all about it. And I could have left it down with that cluster on the bottom right. But again, it's done and there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's aesthetically pleasing. It just could have been a little bit more cohesive with that visual triangle had I put that down where I had it over the floral and left my title on the right hand side. So no visual triangle here. We have four corners, which still lead your eye around the page. But I don't work in my traveler's notebook on a regular basis. And so I'm still kind of trying to find my flow with this. I'm all over the place. The only thing that I'm doing consistently is working in my Stop the Blur memory planner. And that flows super easy for me. Anyway, so you see that cluster that I've got on the left-hand side that creates that visual triangle here. Here's where I'm like, where do I put this? I know I want it, and I should have kept it down by the floral. So then I'm going to put in alphas for the title. This is a hop, so be sure to check out the other gals' stuff and leave a comment down below for a chance to win a $25 gift card. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.